Hey YouTube, thank you for joining me for today's live stream where we're going to be breaking down the latest on flood coverage across Appalachia and Eastern Kentucky. And I'm going to let some people kind of filter in here, and I'm going to go ahead and share this on social media. So give me just a moment and we will be right in here with the coverage. And I do want to take the time to go ahead and say, if there are resources that you guys know about, please go ahead and comment those in this live stream. Unfortunately, I do believe a lot of the comments will not remain after the live stream is over. It'll take a couple hours for this to be published to my channel. But I do want to know about any of the resources that you guys know, because I'm going to mention some on this stream today, but I know that there's a lot of grassroots efforts out there. There's a lot of people taking donations. There's a lot of donations that are coming from churches and just philanthropy in general, and people just want to help out during this time. It's just been such a really sorrow time for Kentucky. We were hit by tornadoes, now there's flooding, and we're going through the pandemic still. So again, just a really sorrowful time for Kentucky in general. I'm from Eastern Kentucky. A lot of my viewers may or may not know that. I'm actually from Martin County, Inez. It's where Lyndon B. Johnson declared the war on poverty in 1964. And, you know, I miss home. We have a lot of flooding that happens in the area every time. It's just the geographic makeup. And so this is, you know, not something new that the area has experienced. This is an event that happens pretty common in the area. But the only thing with this one is this was just so historic, and this is flooding again that people haven't seen. A lot of people that I've spoke to were telling me that they haven't seen this type of flooding since like 2004. So I'm gonna let some more people kind of filter in here. Let me share this also to Twitter really quickly. Give me just a moment. And you guys be sure to share this too if you don't mind. Get the word out here and also help our reach a little bit. So my goal was to try to have some people on this live stream. There's a lot of people that are making their way to Appalachia, to Eastern Kentucky, and they are donating. They're taking their time to make their way down, and I really just wanted to do this. It wasn't really a spur of the moment thing. I did try to get some people lined up today, but there are people that are en route that are going to be delivering things, and I'm going to try to make my way down to Eastern Kentucky, hopefully this weekend or next weekend, so I can help with some of those efforts. But there's a lot of good things that I'm seeing now, lots of donations that are headed to Eastern Kentucky. I just wanted to break down some of the latest. Governor Beshear did speak today about the latest death toll from this flooding, and we're going to go ahead and flip over to Twitter, and we're going to see what the governor has to say. So that was Governor Andy Beshear giving an update. That was 6 hours ago. Governor Beshear did tweet today that 37 people have perished due to these floods, and there are still hundreds that are unaccounted for. These photos and videos that are coming out now, the coverage of what has happened, it's not even video can't even describe. I mean, I have seen people who have worked generations to get where they're at, lose their homes, their businesses, animals. It's just a really sad situation. And being from that area, I feel really compelled to do coverage and to help as much as I can while I am here in Bowling Green. So I just want to roll through some of the latest on social media, as well as some reports that are coming out. A lot of the tension is happening over in Wolfe County. There is a shelter there that is really needing as many donations as possible. We know that it's not only people that are going to be affected with this, but it is also animals. And one of the photos that I shared to my social media was of some dogs that looked like they were on a bridge, and they don't have their owners. They don't have their home. Again, it's just a really sad situation. It's not only the people there, their belongings, but it's also animals. So when you're thinking of donations, not only food, water, but animal products also. These places were already had a huge need, and especially during the summertime, animal shelters take in a lot of animals, sometimes over capacity. So you have to think about where they were at before this flooding event even occurred. So again, if you're thinking about making donations, definitely consider donating to some animal shelters. But these are just some photos that I shared the other day that came through. I do want to share some of the updates here. There is a really good group on Facebook that people can mark themselves safe in. People are also sharing a lot of resources to this group, and they're sharing a lot of photos of the damage and the aftermath of it all. And this is the Flooding in Kentucky and Virginia group on Facebook. I don't know if surrounding people, if they mark themselves as safe, if you'll be able to see that group. I think that you may have to have a little bit of maybe mutual friends, or maybe your radius, your zip code where you're located at, you need to be maybe a little close to that, because I don't think it's going to show you this group, but you could possibly be able to search it. But a lot of people are sharing a lot of good information in this group, and I just think this is a really good place to go to look for resources, and to also give an update if you need help, if you want to tell people where help is being provided, and also just to kind of update people on how the roads are, conditions across the region, and also how people are in real time. It's really sad just looking through all of this. So many people are talking about the total loss, the total devastation. I just want to look through some of the photos here that people are kind of sharing. Again, I mean, these photos speak for themselves. And there's some photos that I saw in here from Whitesburg, Kentucky. We could probably just go over here to these videos and see. So you can see just how far the water was up into a lot of these areas where all that trash and debris is. Let's see, this is just says flooding in eastern Kentucky. It's not specific about where it is at. Hmm. All right, so a lot of this looks like repeating video. There's so much in this group. There really is so much that's being posted, so much help that's being offered. I just want to say this has been amazing just to see the response all across Kentucky, all across the United States. Whenever the tornadoes hit Western Kentucky, Eastern Kentuckians came and they tried to help out as much as they could. They offered their time, they offered their resources and their services, and we see that is returning back to Eastern Kentucky. The Bowling Green Fire Department actually sent a crew down. They sent 10 people to Eastern Kentucky to help with these rescue efforts. This is in Breathitt County. This road is just completely gone. There's almost nothing left. I mean, you can see the divider there. But I mean, it just goes to show you how strong these waters were and how much damage took place during these floods. And then let's go to Twitter, and there's some really good video on there from a couple different people. The National Guard have a few videos on there. There's again a lot that is being discussed all over social media, obviously, as there's still people, and it's not over. As you heard Governor Beshear speak earlier in this video, rain is still on its way. So there's still more rain coming to places that are soaked. The ground is already as moist as it can be. This water is going to continue to not saturate the soil, right? So it's going to flood immediately, and that's what a lot of people saw. Aside from the rivers and dams breaking, a lot of people saw this water coming so quickly, and that's what a lot of people are saying when they're describing going through this flooding, is how quick it was, how quick the water came. And it's something, when you're from the area, being from the area, when it rains, we always kind of prepared. We know, we've seen the water. It'll rain for a day or so. The water gets up to a certain level. To people that aren't from the area, they're like maybe that's high. That's a pretty high water typically than you would see in the area. But for us, we're like that's normal. We're used to it getting to those levels. But when you talk about people that have seen these water levels, maybe the highest since the early 2000s, or the highest that they've ever been, that's when you know that there's a problem. And especially with a lot of those people that live in those valley regions, it's just the geographic area that makes up, it really accounts for how severe the rain can get. And it's just, again, the makeup of the area. But I want to look at some of the video coming out on Twitter. And this is some of this I haven't seen. So if there's anything here, that isn't related to this or that might be foul, please forgive me. I'm just a YouTuber here on Twitter. So thank you. My heart goes out to this man and his family. You just heard him say, generations that have been lost. It's going to be, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be hard for me to watch a lot of these interviews because this really does touch me, because these are, this is what I call home. Eastern Kentucky is my home. And to see this happen to these people, it's a different way of life there. It's really, it is way different than any city. There's so much poverty. So when people work as hard as they do in that area, it just feels different, because these are people that have literally worked generations to get where they're at. It's just a little harder in that region. So my heart goes out to you guys. I'm gonna go through this as much as I can. It's hard for me to look at, honestly. We don't need all that music. So this is, I think that said Jenkins. Is that Jenkins? Yeah, I'm not sure. Look at this, 100 or 1,500. Excuse me. It looks like 1,500 boxes. This is 8 hours ago from, it looks like a reporter from News Channel 5 in Nashville. Let's just take a look at this. That's awesome. That makes me really happy. This honestly brings me so much joy. Like seeing these people work to see a greater good at the end of the day. That's what makes me happy. And here is U.S. National Guardsmen. They're loading an inflatable boat into and oars onto a helicopter to help with those recovery efforts. Let's just see what this video is. So again, so much video. There's another one that I saw here that was actually the National Guard, and it was really good video. Let's go back here. It's the water is almost, it is actually parallel um, with the roofs there on those houses. So just to show you how high that water got in that area. And this looks like that was video from Governor Bashir doing a flyover. trying to find the video from the National Guard. Here it is. Wow. Guys, this is just heartbreaking. I didn't, intend for this to be a sad. I mean, obviously, the content of this, the nature of this, it's this is images from back home. So I'm trying not to get emotional as I'm watching this, but this is really hard to see some of this. I mean, we're going to do a couple videos and then I'm going to tell you guys where to go to donate and some good resources to look at. This is from Reed Timmer, by the way. He's a really well-known storm chaser. So that looks like it's some video from Uganda, I believe. And there's some video here. I did share a little bit of this in the video that I did on Friday. If you guys didn't see that, I can link it in the description below. It's not a big deal, but I did show some of this video on Friday. It's not a big deal if you don't see that video, but I did show some of that in here. All right, guys. So much again that's on here. So I told you that I'm from Eastern Kentucky. I've watched my grandmother lose her house twice in floods. I know the type of impact that this has on families and how devastating this could be. I know a lot of you are watching this are probably already helping, have had plans to help. But if you could do something small, donate, $2 or $3 to one of these organizations that I'm about to talk about. Give a case of water to someone who may be making a trip to Eastern Kentucky. Every small little thing helps in a huge, big way, and it means the world to Kentuckians to see people step up and to help out in a time of need. And again, I told you there's so many places where you can donate. There's a lot of grassroots efforts. I'm not telling you this is where you need to put your money at. If you have a place that you can donate, or you know a place that is legitimate and that you trust, then you can obviously donate to that organization. But these are some of the ones that I think I trust and that I would feel confident telling you to donate to. The first one would be the Foundation for Appalachia, Kentucky. They are taking donations for flood victims. I have linked this in the description below. The next one would be the Appalachian Regional Healthcare, ARH. They are a healthcare conglomerate over in Eastern Kentucky. You can donate by clicking on that link and clicking donate to the ARH Foundation for the Flood Relief Fund. And then there's also Team Kentucky through Governor Beshear if you want to donate that way. But keep these people in your prayers as we continue to see how this unfolds in the days to come. This is certainly a very sad situation to see people go through, people that are still rebuilding. Some of them may have even been impacted by tornadoes in a previous time. So again, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for supporting Kentuckians in need, specifically Eastern Kentuckians in Appalachia. And thank you all for being awesome. God bless you. Have a good day.